Collective. This will be the match week review portion. So we'll bring you match week review 14 and 15. Who wants to start us off? Anybody? Any takers?
Yeah, Chelsea's been
Bro, it's been disappointing all around. No,
Let's start with Chelsea. Let's see how he's feeling over there.
Yeah, let me get myself out the way. You know what I mean? Tough.
No Caicedo, no party.
No Caicedo, no party, bro. That's what it feels like. But it feels like it's more of like our attacking that's been the problem more recently. It's been extremely boring to watch. Obviously, we got the first loss on 14 to Leeds. It just came with a lot more heart than we did, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, Chelsea does not decide to come with the same type of enthusiasm as they do against the bigger teams, and that's what's killing us in terms of actually winning the league. I always thought that it would be tough for us to be winning to win the league, but with the way that all these other teams are playing, there's an opportunity for any team to kind of claw at who's in first place, second place, and make a name for themselves. And going into since the last time we talked, we were in second place. Now we're in fifth place, off second place by 6 points. So that just shows you how things could change so quickly. Yeah, I mean, we lost. Leeds came out with an early goal, and then from there, just kind of established the lead. Coming out onto the second half, we made some good subs, some needed subs. Pedro Neto got the goal, but weren't able to do anything with that, and ended up conceding another one. And then this past weekend was just a stale 0-0. Once again, nobody was able really to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and give the Chelsea fans what we were hoping for. So I don't know. There's a bunch of you can call it different reasons. I wouldn't necessarily put too much pressure on the coach. He has to make subs just given the injury history of a lot of our key players in defense. And yeah, it ended up biting us in the ass. But I hope that he understands that Tosin Adarabioyo is not going to be somebody that can get us across the line. So hopefully he'll start entrusting more in some of the younger players from the academy, like Josh Hatchimpong. But we'll see. Disappointing for sure. But the league's still here. Another turn it around 3 games from now, we win them, and then we're back where we started. So we'll see. But I'm not gonna go too hard on either way because we did do well in November, December so far. Started off tough, but plenty of games left. We're only a third through the season, so we'll see.
Is what's it called? Is he an African player? Caicedo? No, right?
No, Ecuador.
Oh, okay, Ecuador. I thought it was Colombia.
Ecuador. So yeah, we're not going to be losing any players to AFCON. Nicholas Jackson's not with us, obviously, so there's no players going to AFCON, which is good. But Liam Delap did get hurt in the last game, so he's out for about 2 months.
Again?
Yeah, bro, his shoulder.
That's crazy. So, he's a big guy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been playing that well, so it's not like we're gonna miss him so much. But in terms of squad rotation and so on, and him actually playing himself into form, it'd be nice to have him. But yeah, he got hurt fighting with the what is it? Who do we play? Bournemouth defender, and he lost that battle. I don't know. I'm still keeping upbeat. I'm still keeping Chelsea.
Still title contenders, right?
I mean, we should be title contenders. I mean, we're not playing like title contenders right now, but we should. We should be. There's no reason that we shouldn't be. Our team could bang against any team, but obviously we're not. Given the form that's needed to actually be title contenders. But yeah, I don't know. I still have hope that things can change. I mean, it wasn't like we lost all 3 games. We tied 2 of them. When we tied 1 and then lost 1. And we have Everton. I think we could win that game if we want to, but that's the whole thing is whether or not we want to. And I guess you could put some of that onto the coach about giving the players enough incentive to play. But these are professionals, grown men, so they shouldn't need much more to to rile them up. But we'll see. We'll
Well,
see.
they're not kids anymore. They're grown men now.
I never said they're kids. They're young players, but they're not kids. They're 18.
Okay,
And
all of them.
almost. Squad average squad age is like 21, 22. So
Yeah, okay, okay.
yeah. So
So no worries. All's good in Stamford Bridge.
I wouldn't say no worries, but I think that because of the way the league is this year, that there's still hope, that there's still an ability for anybody to go on a run of form like Villa and turn their season around. So if two teams or three teams were pulling away, then it'd be tough. But the way that it is, it's wide open. Nobody's really like playing that well. I mean, I don't think City is showing that that they're unstoppable. Obviously, Arsenal is showing a lot of dip in form. Villa right now has got the form, but I don't necessarily think that's going to last. Obviously, the first part of their season showed that that they have their own frailties. So we'll see. Manchester United is right in line with Chelsea. People didn't, or even us didn't think that they'd be where they are right now, but they're still sticking around. Everton's right there. Obviously Crystal Palace is
So,
the
do
thing.
you think Chelsea are bad or United are good?
I don't think either team are showing their best form. I think for Man U it has more to do with their coach. I think, and Chelsea has more to do with their players, if that makes sense.
Do you think this, like, since it's collectively the same kind of mentality throughout the top half of the league, like that little dip in form mindset, you think it's because of like the World Cup coming up? Players are just kind of taking it easier and not, pushing for that end result later on in the end, ends of the games, just to kind of save energy and like let me not maybe risk that tackle, like go in for that challenge. Do you think there's that mindset going on, and that kind of reflects to why there's draws and losses happening to like the top 5, top 6
Maybe
clubs that are
subconsciously.
going in
I,
subconsciously, or like,
Potentially, I mean, they could also go in the other way that they want to get into their squad, so they want to be that difference maker.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, these are
I
like the
just
top competitors of the world. So I don't think they're gonna like not go into a challenge or anything like that.
right,
But
right.
subconsciously, for sure, they don't want to get hurt. They want to make sure that they are available for squad selection come May. But yeah, I wouldn't say like they're like actively not trying as hard. I would just
Trying,
say
yeah, yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe subconsciously a little bit. Like an injury is the worst thing that could happen. Like to a player that might not have made it before, but is trying to make it now. Um, so yeah, that
Because
would
in
be
recent years, you would say, like, I don't know I could be wrong here, but in recent years, like, this is almost what are you, like, 15 games we're at right now. This is almost the half the season. Like, we almost we see like a clear pull away from like the top two per se, right? So that's why I'm just trying to see what's different
they're not
this
even pulled
season.
away. I mean,
yeah.
City's
I
on
gotta say
31, Villa's on 30, and
the
then
top four is
That's
still
what I'm
within
saying.
5 point.
I'm saying usually like the last few seasons, you would see around this time, the top two would kind of like there would be a gap,
But
between like
that's
the
I
first
feel like
place or
that's
the second
I
place.
recency
think
bias. That's always been since
Yeah.
the Liverpool City days, and then we Liverpool and City usually last year Arsenal included, but like pulling away. I feel like it's always been a lot closer. No, like
well, I want to further that
you
question
take
because
out you take out
that's a good
City.
question to have though. Because I want to say like ask maybe mainly you, Stevo, and Potts before Pep.
Doesn't want to talk to you, bro.
I would say Pep kind of changed the Premier League. So before Pep, would you say that like maybe it wasn't as clear like by this time the pull away? Because I
Yes
feel
and
like he kind
no.
of
I would
changed.
say yes, but then there's that crazy stat in 2013. It was like the first time it was broken in the Prem era that if you're number one at Christmas, you end up winning the league. And
Yeah,
I
I
would say
remember hearing
that,
that.
yeah, that stat, even during like the Wenger, Sir Alex, Mourinho, all those days, that stat always held true of like if you're number one at Christmas, you're usually going to win the league. It was always close. The top four was always a little closer though, because I don't know. I don't even know if that's true, to be honest, dude.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like I feel like you had your team that was like kind of predicted to win, and they were, as Steve said, number one at Christmas, and then they kept it together till the end of the year. I just think that in the past few years that like that number one team has been like 9, 12 points ahead, or like or then one and two team have been like clearly surpass the other teams, and then it was a kind of a fight for third and fourth to get that Champions League spot, maybe fifth. While now this year, all that is just a lot closer. But there's always been like some one or two teams that are kind of always kind of ahead. But this year, I don't know. I don't think that Arsenal is going to just like stay in that vein rich of form that they have now, and I don't think Villa will stay like that. City's obviously shown their weaknesses, so I don't know. I think that the teams all around are a lot closer in terms of like the actual makeup of the squad, in terms of like
that's
superstars and
true.
so on, and then the level of the managers has also kind of gotten tighter, if that makes sense. Like
But I say that's what I was kind of
back then, like
getting
obviously you had your managers that are legends now, Sir Alex, Jose, Wenger, those guys.
Big
So they could,
Sam.
yes, well, he was a relegation manager, savior, I should say. But I think that
it.
those other managers didn't have that type of name, and now you don't really have like, except for Pep. There's nobody in the league that's like, all right,
Yeah,
this guy's a bona fide legend. Like this guy's like, yeah, he's
I feel like
he's
tactics are kind of like they're more closer now than they have been ever. Like when it comes to like setup of team and approach, it just seems like every manager is kind of like a like you were saying like even playing field aside from like the Pep and you know the Klopps or whatever. If you want to continue, ask throw him in there. Um, but yeah, I mean, do you want to continue with 15 match week 15 now, or do you want to move to another team? You want to go to
move on, move on. I mean, like,
all
yeah,
right,
there's not much to say about that game on
okay.
Saturday. It was a stale game. Robert Sanchez had a lot of good saves, but yeah, it's more of a Chelsea thing in terms of getting shots off. But yeah, move on
What was the
past them.
score that? That's 0-0.
Yeah,
0-0.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was that all? I didn't see the highlights. Was that an actual offsides? Or was there any controversy in that call? With Semenyo's 3 minute goal?
yeah. I mean, he was offsides, not by much, but I mean, technically, yeah. I mean,
Okay. All right. Okay. Move over to United. How you feeling after match week 14?
Match week 14 against West Ham was 1-1.
One.
Diego Dallo in the score sheet um, gets the stop. But I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about United. I know Amram's not leaving. I would like a new manager, obviously, but you know, uh, that's not happening. But I don't know. It's just depressing. Every time I watch this team, I'm just like, fuck this. I'm not enjoying this shit. I watch your guys' team, and I'm actually enjoying the game. There's like a style of play. There's like a future to this. There's like a mission. There's like a, you know, um, there's like a plan in hand. With players or even prospects coming into the club. But for United, I don't see it. It just seems like everything is PR. But that's just my perspective. But in terms of game analysis,
Five
you could
games in a row.
say, yeah. In terms of games, you could say like in the past 5 games, United won 2, drew 2, and then lost 1. Looking at previous form, this is a lot better. People will take that and then keep moving, but I just don't see this being sustainable. Rumin, it's like the league table has been begging United to be in the second or third spot for the last 3 or 4 match weeks, bro. And United have just not been capitalizing. There's no reason we should have been drawing against West Ham. I know, even though Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a outrageous performance, that man was
Yeah,
playing like Cafu.
he
You
played
know,
out. He played.
he was playing very well. Props. I always liked him as a right back, but um,
Freddie
yeah,
Potts too was turned up too. Yeah,
yeah.
boy, Freddie
And
played.
if they had Lucas Paquetá, I'm sure they could have won that game. But West Ham just didn't have that depth in them, so we took that 1 point, walked home. Coming to today, shit game again. With even though we won, 3 points, cool, we'll take that. I just don't see a sustainable style of play, a sustainable plan at hand for United going forward with you, Rúben Amorim, bro. I'm sure this sixth position, people will take that as a positive, but I see us going back down to like the 10th, 12th place by, the end of January, come February. I see it happening, bro. I just see it happening. I'm
You're
not trying to
losing.
get my hopes up because I see this shit coming out.
Well, you're
Uh,
losing two important players to
yeah,
Afcon.
we're losing Mbumo and we're losing Ahmad.
Yeah,
And I like you could see the fans when Manu came on today. Everyone was on their feet, applauding Manu for coming on. He had a good 10 minutes, but I think it's been atrocious. I don't know why you don't want to bring him on, and
there's
bring
beef.
on
I
he
think there's
keeps
beef
I think so. I don't know, bro. I'm because he was such a good player for us, and
last
he
season.
brings on Ugarte, who does not have good performances, but this guy does not want to bring on Menu.
So I have a
So
theory about that because I think, well, I saw somewhere I think that United are listening to offers for Ugarte, and I think with January transfer window coming up, that's like their way to give him a little cameo, see if he can get sent
yeah,
off. That's my only understanding towards it because I mean, in that press interview, I think I sent it to the group chat where someone asked, like, or I think Emram was talking about how like there was no after the West Ham game, there was no offensive like creativity going through the middle or anything
yeah,
like that. And someone was like,
bro.
"Why,
This
why not
guy,
bring on Mainu?" And he laughed.
right, right,
So
yeah,
it's like,
and
yeah, I
bro,
don't know, there has to be something
it's
going
rage
on in the
bait. It's
locker
rage
room.
bait. This guy's good at rage baiting because why bring if you're one it's if it's 1-1, we're Man United, bro. If it's 1-1, why bring on a defensive player, bro? Bring on an attacking player and let's go for it, bro. That's how Sir Alex was. That's how a lot of other managers were. But I just don't see it. He's such a defensive guy, even at home with when we play at Old Trafford. Like we're playing five at the back with teams. Like even today, we're playing five at the back with Wolves, bro. Like why why are we
And
doing this?
I feel like
You
that's
know?
just his style, though, right? He's not going to
That's
change.
true. That's true. That is true. But it's just very defensive.
The
That's all I'm
fact
trying
that
to
you
say.
guys have this many defensive issues, though, is kind of concerning, though. If you're paying five at the back all the time, and you have the second most, letting goals, I think behind Wolves, I think I saw. So that, I
Uh,
mean,
is it, yeah. Is that the stat?
I think so.
Is
Pretty sure. I didn't
that's
say it, but
incredible. Yeah.
yeah. I mean that. No, that's
Yeah.
like. I mean that's kind of worrying, Like as if he's not going to change
I
his
mean,
style, and he still has all these defensive issues leading up, it's kind of worrisome.
No, they
very.
United only let in 22 goals. Um, Liverpool let in more. But there's
Maybe
a
that
bunch.
stat was before this past weekend.
Yeah. There's a bunch of teams that let in. Wolves has 33 goals against, Burnley 30, West Ham 29, Forest 25. So there's a bunch of teams that have let in a lot of goals, but I do agree. You would think that there would be a lot more, defensively resolute Man United for all that they're doing, but it is not the case.
It hasn't been the case. Yeah. And I think there's some heads button in the locker room with Lenny Euro as well,
I was
not
about to
coming
say
on.
he's
At,
been
at
getting.
first, he used to start. He used to
I
start
was about to say.
games, and
I'm
now
surprised he hasn't been.
it hasn't.
I'm surprised Heaven's been starting over him.
Yeah, yeah. Heaven's been starting over him. I know. I think Maguire is injured, I think. Yeah, Maguire's injured. Sesko is injured as well. But
And
even with
delay.
Shea Lacey, he brought a academy player on, and I don't think there's a. I think one of the reporters was saying he hasn't brought on an academy player in 18 games. So you know, obviously he has his own agenda. He has his own like style and like this is how I want to do things. And he's just like, yeah, if you can't play, you can't play. That's just all he says. So
Yeah.
and it's just a hell. It's just a lot of I don't knows, and that's why I feel like I'm so just like lost explaining this team, bro. I don't even get like that communication with this guy from the pressers and all these press conferences that happen. It's just a lot of waffling that just goes on in these pressers. So I'm just lost, man. I'm just lost. I could see the trajectory of United going back down to mid-table around 10th place. I can see this shit happening. So I'm not trying to get my hopes up, but we'll see. We'll see how the league plays out.
Okay.
We have Bournemouth next, so it shouldn't be a hard game, but I know Semenyo is going to turn up. Semenyo is going to turn up. The
It's at
American
home though.
midfield. Oh, it's at home. Yeah, that's true. But you never know. You never know United.
You never
You
know.
know, it's a Monday 8 o'clock game for Manchester,
You
3 o'clock
guys been
game
playing
for
on hella Mondays
Yeah,
lately.
why you guys got hella Mondays game? That's for the
bro.
I
Monday.
think
That's the
honestly the
one week.
scheduling this season is pretty it's interesting with all the midweek games that have been like given and
schedule
all.
was tough. I mean, Chelsea's playing in these next 21 days, like 6 games. It's like every 3 game, or
Yeah.
7 games. It's like
Yeah,
every
every
3
three
days.
games.
Game.
Yeah, I have to
They're
honestly.
also always going to give the Monday game to whatever team doesn't play in the midweek, right? Because they have time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, moving over.
Falling upwards, United, bro. Even when they're doing bad,
Literally
they're
falling up.
falling up.
Yo, this league table, bro. Amram and the whole squad should be like, yo, let's get the fuck up this table. But they're just not about that shit. They're not about it. I don't know. They're just not serious. They're just not
There's just
serious,
issues
man.
in the locker room. It has to be. There's no way.
I don't know, bro. Like you were saying the other week, I don't know. You mentioned it last week, right? You don't see a cohesive squad with Tottenham. You just see like a bunch of players that were just put into the group, into a project, and they were just like, all right, you guys are going to work together because everyone has a different strength. It's not like everyone's trying to figure out how to cohesively work together to, move a project forward. That's how I feel like it's with United as well. We have some players that need to be let go. We got some new players that just came in, and we have a new project as well. So it's just,
I mean, sure,
uh,
but I mean, I felt like that last week for sure because we've been losing and everything. But I mean, also Frank's a brand new manager. You've had your kind of
Amram for a whole
time.
year. Yeah,
Yeah, you've had
that's
your
true.
time now to figure things out. I mean, it's United, so there's
Yeah,
always
and
gonna be
no,
eyes on you. So I get there's added pressure, sure, but I mean, you've had a
nah,
whole.
that shouldn't even count. That shouldn't even matter. At this point, you should you should be able to say like, oh, this is how Amram plays. I mean, obviously it is. We know the formation and all that shit, but it's like
There's still
we
no
we see
identity.
with Glasner, right? We see with Glasner. Crystal Palace is in fourth place right now, bro. They play the same way United play, but it's exciting to watch them. I watch Crystal Palace games and I'm excited to watch this shit. You know,
It
big
sounds
man like Matata up at top and shit. You know,
it
it's
sounds like
crazy.
when you're in a bad relationship and you see another girl.
You see,
Damn, yo, like she's treating her man so well. She cooks for him at home. His boy's jealous, yo.
bro, South London, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I
how it
mean,
is.
Godspeed during AFCON for sure.
Yeah, bro. Godspeed. Thank you.
And who all do you guys lose?
Just those two
We
players, bro.
lose. Yeah,
Only those
Those are
we
his
two.
lo-
like top two players.
Mbumo. Yeah,
And
Mbumo
Ahmad.
and Ahmad. Yeah,
Is it Mbumo or Mbongo? I'm always saying it wrong.
I think it's Mbumo. The way he says
The
it.
way you said that made me have zero confidence in what you said, though.
I could be wrong, man.
What about your big man leaving for Afcon, Steve-O?
Well, first of all, kind of
Big
a
man up the
bitchy
top.
move to say right before he leaves. There's been so much criticism, and so I don't know. I'll be the first, not the first. I'll definitely say like obviously Salah's been a legend, but dude, the way he goes about things is I don't know. It's a weird part of Salah for me personally. Why I've always been like obviously super supportive of him and obviously happy he's there, but he's never been my favorite player. And even it goes back to like Mane and some of the stories about them. And I just feel like he's a very and every player of that caliber kind of has to be at that level, but he's very much player over club, more so than I feel like some of the other greats at their Premier League club. And I think Salah says all the right stuff when things are going well, but sometimes maybe when things aren't going well, you see a little bit more. What I mean by that is like he never comes out to the press ever when the team's not playing well. In the last 3 months, he hasn't come out once. Last year, he came out to the press every single game, bro. And it's while his contract was being negotiated. And so it feels like, okay, when he gets benched, when his contract's up for renegotiation, then he's always out in the press. When he's up for like a Ballon d'Or or whatever, he's always like pushing that narrative. When it has anything to do with the team, he does it. And I don't know, dude. I just feel like him doing that hurts the team. It hurts Slot, and it puts all this unnecessary pressure on. Like, bro, what do you mean? He said, and like, it's okay to be upset for not getting started, but there's a couple of quotes from that interview that are just like insane to hear. And I think the worst one is like, I shouldn't have to. He's like, I shouldn't have to earn my spot on the team. I've already
Yeah,
done that. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
that's
What do you mean
mad.
you've already done it? That's the most insane That's like Cristiano Ronaldo and Saudi mentality in my mind. And it's
I
so,
think that's worse.
bro, literally, where it's but you know how when he first came there, he was like, no, I start every day, and there was that whole quote about
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always start, but it's that exact same idea of like, no, I start day one. It doesn't matter. I don't have to put in the work, and all this stuff. And so for Salah, it's like, yeah, you've done a lot. You definitely carried the team to a trophy last year, but dude, when it's time, it's time. And so I think if the reports are true that Saudi is actually in for Salah, keep in mind Salah numbers wise is like the best Liverpool player of my life, bro. Numbers wise, for sure, you can't dispute that. His goals and assists are insane. He wouldn't make my top three favorite players of my life, bro. I don't even think he'd make my top five favorite players of my life that play for Liverpool. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro.
That's
Well,
crazy.
there's a huge difference
Flip
between
that
that.
out.
And I would like, obviously, we can talk about your guys' own list, but like, bro, Torres and Gerard have to be top two up there because that's like the reason I fell in love. Bro, Luis Suarez during his era, Bobby Firmino, just so selfless. Like, you know what I mean? It's easy to create a top five list pretty quickly of people you have more of an emotional attachment to,
Yeah,
while
yeah, yeah. I
also
see what you're saying.
acknowledging Salah as a winger. You almost can't dispute he's like the best right
You're
winger.
putting Bobby Firmino over Salah,
Bro,
for real?
yes, without a doubt. I have like four Bobby Firmino jerseys. I have one Salah. Like even during Salah's golden era, I don't. And for you to even dispute that, I'm not gonna say you don't know Liverpool ball world, but like every
It
real
was a
Liverpool
question.
fan,
It's just a question.
I know. I'm just saying every real Liverpool fan supports Bobby for a reason, bro. Like, yeah, I absolutely put him above, like in my own ranking. Not saying he's a better footballer, not all that, but when you talk about like favorite player. So yeah, long story short, I think Salah what he did was honestly embarrassing of a player of his nature. I think Slot, I know the whole discussion is solid, but like Slot, like bro, Sunderland's been a great team this year, but that felt like a loss. Leeds absolutely felt like a loss. So it's like two back-to-back ties. Konate being so bad in both games, bro. And I honestly feel like from Salah's perspective, this is the craziest part. The one angle I actually agree with him on is from his perspective, he's probably wondering how the hell is Gapco still starting, bro? How the hell is
Yeah.
Gapco
Oh,
still starting without
I was
any?
gonna
He
ask
never
that.
gets dropped. Nothing never changes. He's always starting, bro. So I don't know. I kind of get where Salah's coming from. I think the way he went about it is terrible. I don't want to, you know,
And Jamie Carragher also brought up this one thing during like during the halftime Sky halftime report for the Wolves game. He was
yeah,
saying how Salah's never been in a position where he's helped Florian Wirtz on the pitch. Like you see this
Yeah.
guy going through a huge, like, hard start in, at Liverpool. You're the guy on the right wing. You look to your left and homie's right there. You can't, tap it in for him to get an easy goal just to get his, momentum up or anything. He was saying how he didn't notice qualities or traits like that as well. Do you agree with that? Do you
Bro,
see that?
so one of the reasons why what Marcus said triggered me so much is, bro, when I was in Boston and I was going to like Liverpool Supporters Club games there, they have a bar out there. Um, that I used to go all the time. Bro, there were like actual arguments that people would get into, and I was in the middle of those arguments of Mane versus Salah. And at that time, I was Team Mane, bro, because Mane, like
Yeah.
he
As
it
you
was
should be,
almost like
though.
what Diaz brings to the table, bro. Like Salah, you can't dispute his numbers, bro. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like numbers wise, there's going to be no one better. But I feel more of emotional attachment to Mane than Salah because you see Mane would like fight for his teammates. He would constantly be tracking back. It was like watching a fighter on the pitch. Where Salah, it feels like it's just
He's
he
waiting
does
for the
amazing
pass.
things sometimes, bro. But yes, he doesn't. And I say this knowing that he has insane assist numbers. I say this, but I completely agree with what you said, dude. I think for Salah, I don't know. It's hard to explain, man. But you also don't. You want your players to be a little bit selfish. So I don't really have I have nothing really bad to say against it. I'm okay with all
He
these.
definitely puts himself above the club.
Yeah, but
You know?
normally it's like, okay, it is what it is. We get the results we need. I think for him to now go about it in this way, though, that's where for me it crossed the line. Like some of
I
the other
mean, yeah.
stuff, it's like, okay, there's been games where I'm like, bro, pass the ball, but the
I mean,
interview,
whenever you have Piers Morgan looking for an interview, there's trouble.
Piers Morgan, man.
There's
This
trouble.
man.
There is trouble. I mean, but I have another point of view, I guess, for that topic. Barat, I think I sent you something. But I mean, just for a second, let me put my tinfoil hat on for a second and get, conspiracy. But you remember
You
back
sent it to
in,
the
yeah, I emailed it to you. Remember
email.
back
Gotcha.
in August when that, I think it was a Palestinian player that died or something like that, or was killed maybe. And
Yeah.
UEFA
No
had,
agenda, just dropping the craziest stuff right on stream here.
well, no, no,
I'm
no. Just,
ready
I
for
mean,
it,
when
bro. I
when
have no
UEFA,
idea.
just let me finish. When
I'm sorry.
UEFA had tweeted, about that player passing away, and Mo Salah captioned or quoted and said, "Can you tell, why he died, or where and why and all that stuff?" Do you think that has anything to do with the amount of he's not getting backed by? It doesn't seem like he's getting backed by Liverpool. He's not getting backed by Slot. He's not getting backed by,
But he is
Jamie
getting back,
Carragher.
bro. He is getting backed. It's like
Well,
that's the craziest thing, man. We'll look at the first reel I dropped. We dropped 2 months ago. The fans were already saying like Salah needs to be dropped, not for any of those other reasons. Like from a footballing perspective, he needs to be dropped.
for
That was
sure,
2 months
100%.
ago, bro. So the narrative has been there for a while now. This isn't like suddenly he has a bad game and it's like, oh my god, dropping Salah, they haven't backed him, bro. This entire season he's been playing bad, and the entire season Slot has been unwilling to drop him. And that's what for me is the most insane piece. It's like, bro, if you were playing well and this is happening, if this just was a recent thing, I get it. We are a third into the season. He has never been dropped. And then 3 games after justifyingly being dropped, he talks about like, I don't have the support. He says I feel thrown under the bus
Bus. Yeah.
because yeah, and it's like, bro, what are you talking about, dude? You're the bus driver. Are you like you're I don't know, bro.
You think
Maybe Slot's
Liverpool
watched.
can turn it around?
I mean,
Does he
maybe
not
Slot
notice
watched
his dip in form?
That's where I'm like, I get that maybe every player has a level of ego, but there's no way he doesn't realize like, hey, I haven't beaten my man one-on-one in a minute. Like and then here's the other thing too. Like when he first got dropped, Virgil was asked like a couple days ago in an interview, like, what do you think your reaction is to Salah's dropping? And he even says, oh, Salah, I'm sure knows it's about form and he'll be back. So then Salah comes out and says this. It's like, bro, maybe he didn't know it was about form. So I don't know. I think there's man management on Slot that could be improved for sure, just based on how it went out. But also, you can't. There's no team Slot or team Salah. There's
Salah.
only Team
Yeah.
Liverpool. Every other team is like has to be disregarded. And so if
Yeah.
somehow Team Salah is creating a narrative, then it has to go. If Team Slot, no, it has to go. It has to be Liverpool. And right now, I feel
Yeah,
both of
that's
them
all
have
it's
to
got to
go.
be, man.
So which
That's
one do
all
you
it's got to
think?
be.
Well, okay, let's say this continues, right? Which one do you think will stay?
I don't think.
As-
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's one or the other. I do. Here's my dreams. Do you want to know my dream scenario? First of all, dream scenario is both of them leave. Dream scenario is Saudi put some insane number to get him out his last year and a half of the contract in January. Insane
Hold
number.
right there. Hold right there. You said both of them. You want both of them to leave?
Yes. Let me finish. So that's Salah ideal situation. Ideal slot situation is this Wednesday, 2 days from now. One
That's what I was
day,
gonna ask,
or maybe
yeah.
day of recording. Man City, Real Madrid.
Jabi Alonso.
Yeah, apparently Xabi Alonso's out if Man City win. So I'm very much cheering for
He
City.
has-
Go Guardiola.
Yeah, but he has his own little issues too with splitting the dressing room. So
Yeah, but honestly, bro, the level of drama and superstardom of Vinny and Bellingham and Mbappe is
Mbappe, that's
a million
whole
times
myth,
more
though,
than
bro.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
I also saw Steven
And he
Gerrard
has
just
Verts
the-
and Frimpong and
the
everyone, bro.
I don't want Gerard back. I love Gerard. Bro, he's literally. We talk about the top 5 thing. Like I'll always have love for Gerard, but I don't want him back as a manager. Yeah, I think that's the ideal situation for 2. The realistic situation is probably 1 goes, the other stays. Whoever goes, like the other person isn't like a long-term solution though. Even if like Salah goes and Slot stays, I've lost so much faith in Slot that it's like I think if you're FSG right now, you're wondering like, do we get an interim until the end of the season and then find a long bro? Best case scenario, Klopp comes back as interim. That's what I said. Klopp comes back as interim for a couple of months. Bro, even if we're losing with
That's
Klopp,
for
it
vibes,
still
bro.
feels like you're winning. It's a weird
I
feeling.
doubt it, bro. This
I'm
guy is
for
on
it.
vacation.
That's
bro.
for vibes, bro.
This guy's
That's what
doing
I'm
commercials
saying.
Yeah.
for American Express, bro, and
Yeah,
travel Travago and stuff.
I saw that today. Yes.
He's chilling, bro.
I saw it.
he's not coming back.
But yeah, honestly, I don't have any other good candidates out there. Obviously, so my hope is that both of them leave. Unfortunate. I think the saddest part for Salah is just I wish he could have left to a good send off, and I still think that can happen. I just like Wayne Rooney said something. Was it Rooney or Scholesy or one? I think it was Rooney, who he said something like, "As a player, I understand what Salah's saying, but what he doesn't understand is when you're retired, this interview you will regret for years." It's true. It's because it smirches
Puts a
your
stain on
brand.
his legacy. Yeah.
Which it shouldn't, bro. Think of everything he's done. It really shouldn't. But as a fan, you get this emotional feeling, and then it gets hurt, and you're just like, oh. So it shouldn't impact his legacy, but it absolutely will, unfortunately. And then that legacy already had a little bit of whatever you want to call it, because of everything that I said, with Mane and whatever. He's going to AFCON, so.
You think you guys can turn it around, or you need a new coach?
I was saying a new coach for both, not just because of the whole Salah situation. I think just even outside of that, Slot said a couple of things where now that I'm just like, this sounds like dead man talking, man. He's like, after the game, they're like, what do you think went wrong? And he's like, I'm not sure. I'm like, bro, you just straight up saying, I'm not sure. Like, I was going to clip some of these and send these into the group chat where I'm just like, did he really say that? Like it's
bro, the reporter, does the same thing with Amarim. Like, he grills him about, why are you saying I don't know so many times? Like, you said I don't know. Like,
bro,
why are you saying
Amarim is
I
the
don't know?
lowest bar. No offense.
That's true.
I'm not trying to look at Amarim and be like, hey, that's where we want to be.
I'm just trying.
I know.
Results have been the same this season, so
You guys are neck and neck in the table.
Gapco. I want Gapco out. Salah out.
So you guys are in a rebuild after this summer. It sounds like, right?
That's the thing. I don't really feel that way. Like, dude, the biggest difference of why I want a different manager is I still feel like the team has
$500 million squad and a reboot again.
We
bro.
still spent less than you guys over 3 seasons, so think about that. But
yeah, I'm just saying though, as title winners,
as a
what
team,
a drop off as it's been for champions, to come to this level.
Honestly,
that's
they're still there on the table, bro. They're only 2 points behind Chelsea and United.
That's also true. Yeah, that's also true.
The
You know,
season is
that's
not.
why I feel like I'm going down. You know, and you guys feel up with that, even though we're all around the same point range. You know.
Well, Tottenham and yeah, Tottenham not far off, 22 points.
I want to talk shit so bad, yeah.
Nah,
Mute
but
up.
I
Mute up.
No,
Uh,
yeah, Tottenham are a game away as well. Yeah, 22 points. United at 25. Chelsea at 25. Liverpool at 23. Yeah, bro.
This year is not going to be like a pull away for. I mean, unless Arsenal just keep winning. But their last 2 out of 3 games they dropped points, so we'll see. I mean, they also are starting to get injuries, so I mean, they also do have a fairly easy next couple of. I mean, they don't really have a really tough run of games.
they play Villa again soon.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about like a run of games, like which is actually kind of crazy.
You feel like Tottenham's going to catch up, or what are you saying?
I mean, if we continue this way, I mean, if we're gonna get into Tottenham now, game against Newcastle, I was happy to see them actually try. Um, I don't think that was a penalty. I think that was the worst penalty call probably of the season so far.
With a Romero, right?
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't Romero. It was Bentancur, but every news article thought it was Romero because there's an agenda against Tottenham. But I digress. I mean, I think we played well.
Damn.
That's the truth. I mean, you have all these news. You have all the. I mean, there's no way you can confuse Bentancur and Romero like
No,
multiple
I
times
can't. I can't.
on
I can't.
on all these platforms. So I get it. I mean, Romero's 2 more yellow cards away from being suspended yet again. So yeah, I mean, definitely want to clean that up, especially because he's the captain. But I think he played a really good game. I mean, 2 goals to save us a point. Good response. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle away is usually a hard fixture for us. So the fact that we didn't just lay down and let them take it, I'm happy. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have on that game. Let me see. Brentford game, good response. I mean, kind of have to win that game, or else now, everyone's looking at Frank like, oh, is he gone because he can't even beat his old club that really doesn't have like an out and out superstar or anything like that. So I'm happy we responded well. Let's just see if we can continue. Next 3 games in the league, 4 games, I'd say, 3 of them are winnable. Obviously, we never really play well against Liverpool. I don't even know last time we beat them, honestly. Like, on a fair account, I'll say, because, that one offsides, definitely puts a stain on that. But yeah, I don't know when's the last time we beat them. Maybe 2016, 2017, if that. So yeah, that'll be a test. I mean, Forest away, another test. But I do have to give credit to where credit is due, and he's handled the rotation of the squad very well. I mean, he's mixed up his back line, and we still look like us. So yeah, I mean, it's really just getting the midfield right. If he can just figure out how to get the midfield right, obviously with Xavi finally starting to get on the score sheet now, that's a huge thing for us. So if he can continue that, then I think that'll make Frank's job easier because then he won't have to try to figure out who to play in that 10 role because obviously Bergvall can do it. He's a great player, but that's not his natural position. So yeah, we'll see. Game tomorrow.
Do you think Bentancur should be in the starting lineup in your midfield, or what?
So here's my thing. I think now that if can keep his role, I think it should be him in the 10 and Bentancur. We have a lot of 8s, right? We have Bentancur, we have Bergvall, we have Papsar, we have Archie Gray. Those are 4 like true 8s. Now Bentancur plays as a 6 because he can do that, and they do that little pivot. I'm not mad at that. Polina's our only 6. So, I mean, I like the idea of a Polina, Bentancur, Xavi, or a Polina, Bergvall, Xavi. But I mean, yeah, I mean, and this is also, like I'm saying, credit to Frank because this is his first year with these players, so he's still trying to figure out what his best combination is. Um, and I think he's starting to understand it. But I mean, again, we're also missing players that would be in the lineup over certain players. So I mean, yeah, credit to him. That's all I can
Whose
really
injury are
say.
you like most excited about having back?
I'd say, I mean, Kulisevsky for sure. He was definitely our best player last year.
But doesn't he like? What about him and Kudus? They play together still? Or they will play
Well,
together?
that's the thing. Both of them are pretty universal. I mean, pretty diverse in like the fact that they can play on the wing or within the in the midfield. Um, and then Frank switches up his um, his formation pretty frequently. Like we played a 4-4-2 midweek. We played a back three at the times. We've played a 4-4-3. Like I mean a 4-3-3. So it's like it's kind of based on his his formation of the week. I don't know if I guess like I said last week. I mean, yeah, you weren't here, Nick, but last week I said Frank's best attribute to him is that he's unpredictable. So you don't really know what he's going to the hand he's going to show, and that's sometimes a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, right? For the fans, we're still trying to get adjusted to it, but yeah, I mean, I don't think Kudu should be playing every game, right? Like like I don't think any
I
player
feel like
really
that
should be.
sound. I know what you're saying. It sounds so bad to say like, yeah,
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying
my
like
best trade is
there should be a
knowing what
rotation
I'm
within the
doing.
no, there should be a rotation within the squad, right? So
I know what you mean. Yeah.
like Kudus, like he looks great in moments, right? But then other times he just looks like either uninterested, tired, or whatever, right? Like he just slows the game up, and that's where like him and Kulusevski kind of differ. Kulusevski is always go go go, like hard working player, always running. I think he covered like the most distance in the field last season, or some ridiculous stat. Like so, I mean, that might have just been a Tottenham stat. I don't know, but he plays really hard. And I think if we have both him and Kudus fit, I think it just gives us a little bit of that edge to get over the line. And like when we're tying against Newcastle or when we're tying against United, or well, that was a last minute tie. But if we're tying against like Wolves or if we're losing against Fulham, like all these teams that we should be beating, we aren't, and it's because I think he just doesn't have a full deck to choose from. So yeah, so I mean, once that changes, yeah, I'll be more than happy to see Kulisevsky and Solanke back in the lineup. Although I don't know what's taking them so long because I mean, today we saw a picture of James Madison on the training pitch. Not like he's going to get back this season, but like there's still never any picture of Solanke or Kulisevsky.
so
So
like he
that gives
died
me an
like
issue
3 months
because it's
ago.
like, like, is there something going on in the dressing room? Like, it just seems like a lot of stuff's being kept hush hush. So yeah, we'll see.
What about Basuma?
Basuma's cooked, bro. He just got caught
I saw you
smoking
got caught with the laughing
laughing gas.
gas.
Yeah, and like yeah, I mean, I think I told us many times up here like Basuma fell out of favor with Frank from day one. Like I think Basuma showed up too late to practice too many times, and he just wasn't ever on the squad sheet ever again after that. And then
Didn't he get hurt a little
he got
bit?
hurt in on international break.
Yeah.
It was an ankle injury. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy, but yeah, now he's back on the laughing gas, and yeah, I mean, he's probably going to be gone in January. That's the what it seems to be. But honestly, Tottenham have done a really good job of keeping everything hush hush, and that's just because of all the stuff that was leaking last year during Ange's stint. It just seemed like there was like a leak in the dressing room. So I'm not mad at it. I'm putting my trust. This is the first year under a new regime of both management and ownership. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what's going on.
Basuma just deleted everything about Spurs on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that too. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's been out of he's like, and it seems like all three because I mean, well, not us three, but United, Liverpool, and Tottenham all seem to have like this like issue with like one player getting kind of left out of the squad or just like kind of like getting their back turned. Like for Liverpool, it's Chiesa, right? Like Chiesa, I don't know. He seems like he saved you guys from losing to Sunderland, and like Slot still didn't really have too much positivity positive
no
things to
idea
say.
why he doesn't start. I feel
Yeah,
for him too.
yeah. So it's like you have that, you have United, you have Manu getting his getting ignored at United, and I mean I think those two are not rightfully earned. Basuma, I think is rightfully deserved. Like if you can't even show up, on time, then you don't need to be playing. Like this is your job. You get paid all this money. Like there's no reason for you to be showing up late, unless there's like family, personal issues like that, right? Which I don't think he has. Um, so yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
What team are you guys most? I don't want to use the word scared, but worried about in this league so far.
Like playing against.
Or yeah, playing against,
Really?
running away, winning the title, like
I mean, definitely Arsenal, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy. I woke up, at 4:30 in the morning to watch Arsenal lose, which I was happy for. So I can only say them, right? Like they definitely shut us down when they played us 2 weeks ago or however long that was. Yeah, and just like to watch their like trajectory over the like the year, like they were kind of like like the joke team, right? When they were under Unai Emery, and then with Arsenal, it's like they've finished second 3 years in a row. So it's like they have this like this growing like shadow over them. But obviously they have found the answers, right? They got their squad depth now, so it's like they really have nothing to complain about. Um, so would love to see them lose, but we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
And I feel like in the recent form, it showed a lot. I mean, obviously, they're missing their two main center backs, so they're leaking more goals now. But I don't know. I feel like there's like recently I've have more questions about their team, and how far that they can go. Um, I, I don't know. I'm feeling quite nervous about City, about them kind of catching in to the right form and then doing what they've done in the past few years and just storming off and leaving everybody behind.
Yeah,
Um,
Pep don't lose games after January, so I mean, I feel like they're kind of gearing up for that, right? Like we've seen it, I think twice, 2 years in a row, where it was like, and one Arsenal had they were, I think it was like 3 or 6 points at clear by January, February. Pep lost to Tottenham. I think that was around January, and then after that, didn't drop points ever. Like so
they don't feel the same
that's
as they
hard.
did in the past, but I
Yeah,
feel
and
like that if there is a team that's going to do it, I'm kind of feeling like it's possibly going to be that.
yeah.
I'm not,
Which
I'm not putting betting.
unfortunately I have to root for. I have to root for another team, which sucks because it's like I don't want Arsenal or Chelsea winning that shit. So it's like I'd rather just have City win again, continue Pep's legacy, crown him as the best manager in modern day football for sure, and then hopefully the new regime can beat Tottenham next year.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. Cards are out. Cards are out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, I mean we just need a full deck to deal from. Like I think that would solve a lot of our issues. I don't really have. I mean, I have an issue with how we've been playing recently, only because it seems like the players are like just tired or whatever the case is. I don't know. Like these players have to like you just said, like the turnaround for players that are playing midweek games is pretty insane. Like we have to play every Saturday and Tuesday,
Yeah.
Sunday, Wednesday, whatever. So it's like the turnaround is pretty crazy. And if you don't have a full deck to deal with as a manager, then I mean that's
Yeah.
frustrating, right? And
Yeah.
then the
No, it's
players,
hard because
yeah,
like for like Chelsea, like we have Reece James back, but if you overdo him, then he's going to
yeah,
get hurt again. Same thing with Leslie Fofana. They've been chronic injury list players. Cole Palmer, he's been gone basically the whole season's come back, has not played well, but if you guys watch any Chelsea games, you can tell that he's a rhythm player. He hasn't found his rhythm yet, obviously, in 45 minutes, or I think he played 60 minutes and 30 minutes in the past two games. So, it's tough to get into that rhythm in so little time. And then, he is playing with, like, if I'm not mistaken, a special boot, to protect his toe that he broke. and he was dealing with a groin injury before, which is a tough injury to deal with. So yeah, I think that it's really tough to for any team to have a full list of players, and if you do, then it obviously changes everything. But um, I don't know, the scheduling is pretty insane, and it does not leave you with any time to like really
And recoup. Yeah.
regroup, understand like your next opponent, like come up with, I don't want to say like with the right solutions, but sometimes you're just kind of like, I don't want to say winging it, but you're not going out there with like with what you actually want to do. You're going out there with what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like they don't have enough time to really review and practice and rest. It's like so. There probably is a sacrifice there, and then these guys also have things that they have to do behind the scenes that we don't have any idea of, right? Like they have their charities that they have to take care of, or I mean, just the back of house stuff, right? That every club has to do to maintain. So it's like, yeah, I mean, right now it's tough, and then we get a little bit of a break, I guess, in January uh, with like no more midweek Champions League games.
Yeah, for like a month, not too much time.
Yeah,
But that's also like when the Premier League is like, that Christmas time period is
yeah, it ramps up.
serious stuff. Boys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the table is too tight right now and we've been saying this, since the beginning of the season. So I love it. I mean, it makes it interesting for, I mean, for as a fan, right? Like that I guess from top four all the way down, or the fourth position all the way down, everything's split like by no more than 4 points. So it's exciting, but we'll see where.
Yeah, no, only time's gonna tell. Only time's gonna tell what's gonna happen, and yeah, any little form could propel you right up there, as we see with Villa. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish we could have a little bit more of like a concrete, basis to stand on, but you, ties don't help anybody, and a lot of us have been tying a lot of games. Not even necessarily like losing a ton, but those
I feel
ties.
like we're seeing that earlier this season, and that like usually we have like those tough battles or whatever from like the lower half of the table, and like big ties, big upsets happening usually around like February, like March, we'll say. Like that's where it really gets hard for to win a game, regardless of who you're playing against. But I mean, we're seeing it now, um, like pretty clearly in December. So, like I said, I love it from a fan's perspective, but definitely makes things a little shaky.
I'm looking forward to the end to these next few months, to like March, to really see if anybody is able to pull away, or if it stays in this jumbled up table from you know even fourth place to, I would say, 13th place, or even 14th. 19 points separates, or 7 points separates um, Brentford in 14th place and Crystal Palace in fourth place. So not a ton in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Do we have
mind.
any? We have some predictions for next week. I
This
think.
match, this match is up. Liverpool, Brighton, Chelsea, Everton, Arsenal, Wolves. That should be a good game for Arsenal. Get back in form. Tottenham, Forest, Villa, West Ham. Should be a good game for Villa. Bournemouth, United, and City, Crystal Palace. That should be a good game.
So, what do we think for Chelsea Everton? Score predictions?
Yeah, I think it's like a
So 4-0 Everton.
1-2-1 Chelsea. Actually, we're not gonna score 2 goals. 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. Everton at Stamford Bridge. I'm saying 1-1. Who's not playing?
1-0 Chelsea too.
You're saying 1-0 Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Caicedo's last game out in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you meant who's not playing. Injury wise, Delap's not
The
playing.
lap. Yeah.
But no major injuries, just like heavy rotation, just to try to keep those players that have had some injury issues fresh. So Reece James and Fofana, they will be traveling tomorrow for the Champions League in against Atalanta, but I'm not sure if they're going to play all 90 minutes.
Yeah. Word. What about Liverpool Brighton? What are you saying, Nick?
I'll go 1-1 Liverpool Brighton. Yeah, I'm honestly ready for things to get worse before they get better for Liverpool.
They got 2-2. Actually, no, I got 2-1 Liverpool at home against Brighton. 2-1.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna go with that one too.
Man United Bournemouth, I'm going 1-1.
I'll go 1-0 Bournemouth. Support the underdogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Bournemouth.
Slavia Spurs.
Nah, that's midweek.
Nottingham and Tottenham. Tottenham away. Sean Dyche ball with that 1-0 Forest.
I'm gonna say 2-0 Tottenham.
You think Marinakis is going to show up to the game?
He's for sure.
It's there? Yeah, he'll probably be there.
Yeah, I think it's 2-0 Tottenham too.
Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy how all our teams kind of had a bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like a great week, you know.
I didn't think we were gonna get any points, so I'm get 4 points out of those 2 games. I'm not too mad at, like I said, especially because one of them, Mickey Van de Ven, didn't even play, so that's why I was like, all right, I'll give credit to Frank for a good rotation, and still being able to get something and show that we wanted to win the game, But yeah, that's what the Premier League is this year. People dropping points when they should be pulling away, and it's just gonna make things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, come the end of the season, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, for sure. We have a player of the week, or players. Maybe we should do 2 players.
Phil Foden is he's turned things around. So
I was gonna shout out Cherokee, bro. That Robana assist was sick. Yeah, you saw what Pep said about that too. He's like, "Yeah, if it goes in, I like it, but if not, I'll bench it for the rest of the season." Which I definitely believe. Like Pep is, he's about.
Dude, if we combine both weeks, you know who has a shot? Actually, that Tanaka guy from Leeds.
I did put on Tanaka.
He scored the winner or the tire against Liverpool, and then he scored
a 2 great goals.
One against Chelsea too was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
I was gonna say Tanaka
he's had a good week
for 14, and I gotta throw in my boy Xavi just because he finally got on the score sheet, and he had a goal and assist, won us that game against Brighton, so I gotta give it to him.
Well, Bruno Fernandes had 2 goals today.
One was a PK, and one was
Still, you gotta put him away.
I don't champion PKs. That's like free throws to basketball. Like you're supposed to make that.
Yeah, but it's tough, bro. It's not easy to put those bad boys away.
I was spoiled as a Tottenham fan, bro. He had Harry Kane. This
He
guy
also
never.
he also had an assist, Fernandez today. So
Yeah,
he had 3 goal involvements today. That's pretty informed. You have to give it to him.
I don't know. I'm still rocking with Xavi. It was his first goal breakout game.
Bro, the fact that Wirtz they didn't even give him that goal. They gave it as an own goal. I don't know if you watched that goal. I was just like, this is.
I don't
That's
know.
actually when it went from like being frustrated to like actually funny. Where I was just like, of course, bro. It's almost like there's like some,
it's a thing now. Yeah,
bro. It's like there's like a team being like, how do we make sure he doesn't get it? Like, oh well, if you look and you zoom in, bro. I've never seen them zoom in at the kick and say, oh, you can tell from the kick before the deflection that it wasn't going to go in. So it's technically, I was like, bro.
That's what they were saying online too. They were saying that.
I was like, y'all are you're doing too much at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. I think that's everything for our side, right?
Tanaka and Xavi, we'll say, for players of the week.
You can't give it to Xavi, bro. It's got to go to Phil Foden or
Bruno.
Bro, we can't. Nah, Phil Foden has to do more, bro. I'm sorry, but Phil Foden won player of the year and then went ghost all last year.
Yeah, but now from going ghost, now he's got 5 goals in the past couple of games or 4 goals in the past couple of games. So I don't know. Phil Foden, to me, he's definitely been in form these past 2 weeks.
Yes, for sure.
More than Xavi.
I mean, we're talking about for one match week, right? I mean, it's to say if we're comparing Phil Foden and Xavi, then they had the same stats.
All right, but
and Xavi played the whole. I'm pretty sure Xavi played the whole game.
Fernandez has got better stats.
One was a PK. Like I said, I don't champion that.
All right, Steve-O, you decide.
Oh, don't make me the man who decides here.
Xavi or
Fernandez or Foden.
Yeah, you got 3 players.
I don't think it should be Foden. I do think it should be Fernandez. So.
All right, boom, Fernandez.
Cool. Give it to him. Just do it again, bro. It's fine.
Yeah,
what do we do it again? We gave it to last time we had a group thing.
Oh no! I'm not saying that. I'm saying Xavi has to do it again. That's all.
Do it again. Yeah.
Oh. I was like, wait, what did a Spurs player last time, bro? What do you mean?
Did it? Or you weren't even here last week.
Not the last time.
You weren't even here last week.
Oh yeah, I guess I wasn't here last time. Who did go to last time?
The guy.
Lafree.
Yeah.
The guy from Sunderland.
Oh fuck, that guy, the short guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, he balled out that game too. He got a goal and assist, so that's why we gave it to him. But fair play.
Send it to Fernandez.
Fernandez, yeah, he played well against a team that hasn't scored since October. But okay, fine.
Yeah, 3 goal involvements. He did it.
It could have been either.
Yeah.
I think the 3 is pretty big. I was actually thinking Mason Mount he kind of played well today, to be honest. I know it's Wolves, so you don't want to give too much attention to that. But I was pretty surprised. I was like, damn, Mount's getting goals. And
yeah, he had a decent second half, but that first half, I forgot he was even playing. I had to check. I was like, wait, I thought Mason Mount was playing. I didn't see him that entire first half.
That's right. Even his goal, bro, that was such a clean chip from Bruno to get to him.
Okay. Fair play. Bruno definitely did well.
His first goal was just choppy as fuck, though.
Yeah, that was a fluke, but fair play. I think we did it.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. That's all for this week, this match week review. Thank you for coming to yet another informed session brought to you by Touchwater Productions. I'm your host. They call me Marcus. We got Potts in the building. We got Steve-O. Barat took a leave of absence due to connection, but he'll be back. We'll be back next week. So don't forget to tune in, like, subscribe, and drop a comment on what team you support. Until next week.